Hi everyone, Dr. D from Kirsch Chiropractic. I wanted to put a video together to address what's going on within the world, within Australia, and give you some information about what's going on within our practice, to hopefully clarify a few things, but also to give you some tools, to give you some control or some empowerment over your health right now, as I think that's a little bit lacking within the news and in social media platforms. It's a lot of doom and gloom at the moment. So we want to try and give you some positive tools and some ideas to help get you through this unprecedented time. So first off, as it stands, as I'm filming this video, chiropractors are still deemed an essential service within Australia. So we're still open for business as usual. We are literally one of the 4 reasons with which you can leave the house at the moment. So we encourage our practice members to continue utilizing the service while we're open, because this is going to give you a huge step forward in preventing any problems from occurring in the future, but give you as healthy a state as possible to deal with whatever might be coming at us. Now, on the topic of what the government is telling us to do and how this is not the most helpful at the moment is stay home, don't go outside, wait till we can figure out a solution to this problem or a vaccine comes out. And that's not being proactive with your health, is it? It's actually the opposite. We're just being told to stay home and wait till someone else sorts the problem out for us. So as chiropractors, we have always stated that prevention is better than cure. We want to be proactively trying to improve our health, improve our internal resistance, so that we don't have to worry so much about dealing with these diseases or problems once they occur. It's much easier to prevent it from happening in the first place. So I'm going to go through some steps or some ideas around how we might be able to do that throughout this video, and also give you hopefully a more positive spin on what's going on in the world right now. So with that said, yes, our stress levels are increased a lot. Some people may have lost jobs. Our livelihoods are in distress. We had to change our lifestyle. We're not exercising as much. We have to stay indoors more. We're not getting sun exposure outside as much. Kids aren't going to school. There's these huge changes which are creating a lot of uncertainty and angst among us. And that's something that unfortunately is a time where we need to have the least amount of stress, because we know that stress decreases immunity, decreases our health. It's certainly been researched, it's been published within prestigious medical journals, which have shown that there's a clear connection between people's perceived levels of mental stress and their likelihoods of getting sick or succumbing or expressing symptoms of sickness when exposed to viruses or other pathogens. And most people know this to be true through experience. When you feel stress throughout your life, you're more likely to get sick. And quite the opposite. When you're feeling healthy and very content within your life, you just seem to be able to absorb or push away any of the problems that occur outside of us, right? So what we want to do right now is try to decrease that stress that we're all feeling as much as possible. So I'm going to try and give you some tools to think about or to start to implement into your daily life. Now, the positive is you'll probably never have as much time in your life again to sort of sit back and say, all right, what are the things that I want to start to put into practice, and hopefully start to make those become habitual and carry these forward way past when all of this blows over. Because these are the tools that you should be using every day to be proactive and keep yourself healthy throughout your life, so you don't have to deal with problems when they occur over the years. So the very first thing I want to address, which is something I'm going to do in the next few days, and I encourage everyone to do this because this will help to give you some control back getting through this monumental event that we'll probably never see again, is to literally make a list, maybe 5 points of how coronavirus or COVID-19 can be of a beneficial outcome in your life, or how this may give you some opportunities or some positives, right? So it could be 5 points. They do not have to be complicated. I'm not going to go into details, but it could be as simple as I don't have to drive to work, or I have more time with my family, or this or that or the like. But if you can come up with a list of 5 things that are tangible and real, start to focus on those and stop listening to the news as much and all the negative things that are going on, because this is going to go a long way to making sure you're healthy and fit throughout this period. Now, if we start looking at the different stressors that we do want to control, we can break stress down into three broad categories. We have chemical stresses, mental stresses, and physical stresses. So chemically, we have things like our diet and environment. So diet, if we're at home, working from home a lot more, if we just have more time on our hands, start making sure you're doing home cooked meals more often and add ingredients that are known or have been suggested to be immune boosting ingredients. Yeah, because this can go a long way, again, to just giving us that best chance at staying healthy. Our environment, obviously, if we're indoors a lot more, just try to make sure that you're in rooms that give you a sense of ease or calm in it, and remove any materials that may be distracting or giving you angst or anxiety. And ideally, get out into the open world as much as you can and safely during this period to try and get some natural sunlight and the environment around you. You could also look at things within diet, such as supplementation. So things that are going to boost your immunity right now. So certainly things like vitamin C, vitamin D, zinc. There's a plethora of immune boosting pre-made supplements out there. I'm not going to go into details on that, but you can start to look at those into more detail as you go, and ask me questions along the way if there's any recommendations that I think are appropriate. Vitamin D is a big one. If you're not outside as much, and we're getting into the winter months, vitamin D is huge. I definitely recommend people look at that if you're staying indoors much more right now. Now, mental stress. This is a big one right now. We have job insecurities. We have changes to lifestyle. We don't know what's going on with our family and the like. So when we want to tackle some of the basic ideas of mental stress, well, it's just doing some activities to deload everything that's going through your head. So, some meditation or some breathing exercises, cold exposure. Yeah, these types of exercises can be really good at calming the brain, calming that body, and helping you get through this. So there's lots of apps about mindfulness and meditations out there. A lot of them are free. I might start giving you some ideas about that in future videos, but those are really good starting points to have a feel for whether any of these help you. Certainly breathing exercises are a really good way to decrease mental stress. And I do that myself, and I'll give you some, I might put some videos together about how I tackle breathing exercises and some ideas around that. Cold exposure as well, which I just touched on briefly. We'll put a video together about cold exposure or cold showers, because I think that's really useful in boosting immunity and keeping your body feeling fresh and vibrant throughout this period. Physically, physical stress, this comes down to simple things like rest and exercising appropriately. So we know that a lot of people aren't going to be able to exercise the way they used to, so we're going to have to be creative and find different ways to exercise. So if your gym's closed, if you can't go outside as much, we've got to start to find some ideas around simple movements we can do in our house, pieces of equipment we can use around the house, and have some fun with it. That's the whole thing right now. If you've got your family around you, you should start to exercise with your family and then make it fun and light. And you might not be getting as active as you used to, but maintaining any level of exercise right now is also going to boost your immune system and make you feel better. I'll put some videos out on some simple full body movements that I think are appropriate in conjunction with what we do treatment wise in here, and hopefully those will be of use to you as well in the near future. Getting adjusted as much as you can right now is also going to boost your immune system. If you move and feel better, you're going to decrease that stress. You're more likely to maintain a good healthy state and be able to fight anything that comes at you throughout this period. Sitting, sleeping, standing. So this is what we have workshops on. This is a vastly important component to everyone's life, even when we don't have all of this extreme turmoil going on. If you're sitting at work and now you're sitting at home, we've got to address how to sit properly for long periods. I'm going to definitely put a video about that, about sitting at home and just sitting in general. I will also be providing an opportunity to have discussions either through some video conferencing or telehealth for those that feel like they need some extra help getting their desk set up at home if you're working from home and going forward throughout the future here. Sleeping setup's really important. Certainly how you're standing or what footwear you're using. All of these ideas are really important to maintaining your health in structure and posture throughout this period. So this is a very long-winded video giving you some broad ideas about what we can be doing to improve your health right now. I encourage you to start thinking about these ideas, start putting in some of them to good use. Ask me questions about what you're doing and not doing, and how we can maximize the effect of all of these ideas. And above all, maintain as much of a positive attitude as possible, because this is what's going to get you through it. It's you, and you're controlling what you can control right now to make sure we all get through this in a healthy, safe state. So there'll be much more to come on these topics, and hopefully these videos will be nice and concise and more to the point of what you might be interested in. We'll keep you updated on whether or not the practice closes at any point in time. I'll definitely be connecting with each and every practice member to make sure you guys are all doing well at home. Also, stay safe, look after your family, stay positive. We'll talk to you soon. Take care.